What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. It is me, Trash Sauce, and today I have probably the most impressive restoration that I've done on this channel. This fan is, I think, the worst condition that I've ever seen, that I've came across at least. Or they didn't even have the grill on, like what? It was all rusted, extremely dirty, as you will see here in a moment. The fan has the rarest motor I've ever seen, and it's definitely kind of an oddity. This fan needed way more work than I expected. This video initially had like 4 hours of footage. I was able to cut it down to about an hour and a half. That's as much as I could do without, removing too many important details. This is definitely one of the most impressive and most in-depth restorations I've ever done. I've cleaned things and I've restored parts of the fan that I've never done before. I know it's a big video, but consider watching the entire thing, or watch it in chunks if you can. The more I was working on it, the more I was like, wait, what's wrong with this? The motor, it was definitely the weirdest one. If you like restorations or you're a fan collector, you're gonna like this video. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's me, Trash Sauce, and today, look at this that I found. Tell me that is not the saddest, like, Galaxy box fan you've ever seen. This thing is so bad. Look at this. If you're wondering, I found this for free. It was gonna go for scrap, and I decided to get it because I'm like, it's not worth for scrap. So I took it. It didn't cost me anything. I don't really need it, but I didn't want to let it die either. I figured I can at least try and save it, because why not? I had the skills and time to do so, so why not? This is exactly the same as my green Galaxy, except this one's obviously not beat up like that. Man, that is bad. Holy crap, that is like... This is some of the worst conditioned fans I think I've ever gotten. This is my Eskimo. This is bad. Like, I know I keep saying that, but like, I legit have not seen a fan in this bad condition. Like, the grill is not even on. Like, what is happening? Alright, so I literally like drove 25 minutes to go get this. This was on Craigslist. It was in a scrap metal like pile. Like, basically the guy was like, I'm getting rid of some stuff for scrap if anyone wants any. I said, yo, is that fan still there? Because I want to take it. And he said, yeah, so I went and got it. This is exactly how I found it. I did not touch or do anything. This is exactly how I have it. And it does have the original handle, except the handle is starting to crack. So we're gonna have to remold that with something and repair it before it breaks. See? I think that just started to happen too when I carried it down here. So I can't use that handle. I'm gonna try and see if I can remove it and then fix it, let it sit overnight. Yeah, I have a brand new welder for that too. I have a plastic welder that I just got, so that'll help if needed. This is bad. I don't even know where to start. I haven't restored a box fan in a long time, like a proper sized one, so I'm gonna be a little lost here. I'm amazed it didn't fall out. So the seller, I didn't know, like I bought it from him. The owner told me that it doesn't really turn on, it doesn't really work, he told me. So let's find that out if that's true. Whoa. Well, that ain't good. Can you hear that? Yeah, this fan is needs some work, not gonna lie. Oh, and then it just spins freely like that. Not really gonna bother. Okay, so that's weird. Oh wait, I think we have a plastic motor. Are you serious? I didn't know they had plastic motors in this model. Alright, so this is from 1974, model 3713. How did I not know that? 3713 is always the 3-speed model. 14 is 2-speed. Alright, I'm gonna make an attempt to get the grill off. My goal for today is to just get it apart. Because I don't think I'm gonna get much further in this condition. I do want to try and clean a little bit of it though. If I can clean some of it, I can at least see what it looks like underneath this layer of dirt. Oh yeah. What the heck? That's so weird. That's got a plastic motor. Guys, I didn't realize... I didn't think this model had a plastic motor in it. That's so weird. I thought all these 70s Lascos had the RMR motor. Oh, it's only like the later ones, like the yellow-bladed Sears ones. I didn't think that, I mean, it's not like it's that rare, but I didn't think that. I don't want to really spin that too much. Alright, next step, get the blades off. Oh my god, there's a giant, what is that in there? Dude. It's just a cellar spider, but look at it. Why is it so big? I literally put my hand right there, right next to it. You know, I'm low-key kind of shocked that we have a sticker on the bottom. Usually, I mean, that's like decent condition. Usually it would be gone. Alright, how do we deal with the spider? Do I just spray it with something and kill it like that? Here. Here, buddy, have a little bit of some chemicals. Drink up. Look at it, it's panicking. But it's all slow and stupid, doesn't know what to do. There's another one. There's 2 of them in there. Look at it. That thing is huge. Like, the spider is crawling on my floor. Let me get the broom and look at this. Look at this thing. Get out of here. Oh, that was... Whoa. The heck is that? I've never in my life seen this before, ever. Look at the motor, it's different. The front is different, it's 2 different motor plates. It's a 70s Marco and then the plastic on the other half. This is the single rarest motor I've ever seen in my life. What the heck? Is this evidence that the plastic motors are actually Marco? Is this actually evidence now? Was I wrong? Well, it's safe to say I don't think I'm going to get rid of this one now. I can't believe that. That is like the rarest motor I've ever heard of or seen. I can't believe that. I was totally not expecting that. I know I'm making a big deal out of it, but dude, look at that. That's so weird. That's so goofy. And I've never had a 70s Marco before, so that's even cooler. New motor discoveries every day. I can't believe that. That is so backwards and random. The other way. Okay, we got that figured out. What is this? 2 different colors. What? So are you not convinced when I say this is probably one of the rarest motors to exist? I've never seen this half and half like this. Okay, so if you just squeeze this with pliers and look, kind of wiggle it around, it should come out. Yeah. There you go. Cabinet is by itself. Yippee-ki-yay. Look at that. Alright. Dope. Now the handle. If I can get this out, this would be amazing if I can get this out. Because I can get it repaired. Then we can have an original handle and it won't crack. We're gonna have to twist it. We're gonna have to twist it. Come on. Yes. Yes. the handle's out, and then I'm gonna repair this off camera, and that'll not be a problem. That looks pretty bad. And we're gonna fix that too. So that's pretty dope. Yeah, I might have to get this painted. Because I remember I didn't pay anything for it. I didn't pay a dime for it. It's free. But the cabinet looks so bad. And if I waste all my time to clean it, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know yet. Let me figure it out. Look, I took the sticker off. It's fine. I didn't damage it. If you want to see, I took the sticker off. I'm gonna try and get this laminated if I can. Look at it. It's a different shade of green underneath. What? That is so stupid. I wonder if that shade of green matches this fan better. I think it does. I think that's more like my other one. I think if I'm gonna get this painted, I think I'm gonna do the blue, just because the green is not already available, and I am not gonna pay $50 extra to get the color matched. If I already have a green one, I can probably find one that matches the blue, because they had more blue than they had green options. So I don't know. I have to look. If they have a green that looks similar, then I can stick with that. But I think I might just get it painted because why not? Free business for them. I mean, look at that. Oh, wait. We gotta deal with this. The sticker here. See, this is what I was talking about. So someone on eBay has this fan. It's the 2-speed one like my Green Galaxy, but it's this blue color. So this is the color I was referring to. I might try to get this matched. Like a similar one, not like matched because that's expensive. But I might try to get something like this and then paint the fan this blue color. Alright, so here's like a freeze frame from my video. This video, so you should go watch it, by the way. These are all, not all, but most of the colors. These are the ones that aren't, like, this is what they have already. If I want to get it matched, like 100% matched, it's $50 extra. So I am not paying that much for a fan that I don't even really care about that much right now. So I'm thinking doing that. That looks pretty good. Whatever is highlighted green is the ones that they have available. So I would normally do that blue. That looks really cool. I think that would look really nice on that fan. But it's not highlighted green, so they don't have it. Of course, if I go there, they probably could have different options. Like maybe they have that and not that. I don't know. But I think if I am going to pick one from this selection, which I'm sure it's the same, probably going to stick with that. That might be what I stick with because they don't have anything later. And these are all the greens. See? They don't have that sage green like you might have thought. They have mostly reds and oranges. And over here it's just like silver, and I'm not painting it weird crap. It's got to be something somewhat original. Alright, one last look at the dirt. Because in the next clip it's going to be not this dirty anymore. So right now it's around midnight, so I'm gonna look at the clock when I get out of the shower, because usually this takes around an hour. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty late. Alright, so an hour and a half later in the shower, here we are. This is like one of my secret talents. It's cleaning these parts. People always say, how do you even do that? Yeah, I counted. There's 360 slats on this back grill. And I know because I had to clean every single one individually. So that's why it took so long. Then I cleaned the tub and everything else afterwards, just to make sure. I even cleaned the sponge that I was using. I cleaned everything. So you don't even know you don't even know I cleaned anything, because I didn't even leave a trace. That's how good I am at this. So yeah. This thing is unnecessarily sharp, no matter where you try to pick it up from. And I forgot to get the feet out, so we'll see how they interpret that. The creepy alleyway. Probably gonna stick with that one. Okay, so we dropped the fan off. That they said like a week, so like they said to call them in a week to see where the fan is. So for all we know, it might take less time than the other fan I got painted, which is cool. I tried to record as much as I could, but I really couldn't. There was, for some reason, so many people in there. There was like some workers I'd never even seen before. And then there was someone else farting around in there. So it was like so many people that I was just like, I'm not gonna record. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna record. And then there's like people everywhere. Like, what's that idiot doing? So the good news is they charged me the same as the last fan, so that's cool. You know, so I'm curious to see what they do with that, because I didn't even clean the fan. I basically just brought it in. It's all dirty. It's got like spiders living in there. I'm like, yeah, you deal with it. But I mean, it makes sense. You don't need to clean it, because if you're gonna blast all the paint off, then you don't need to clean it. That you're gonna, you know, get everything off anyway from scratch, so you can paint it other colors. So I felt so awkward, because I just finished having the other fan painted like a week ago, and then I'm going back and they're like, and at first they're like, oh no, what happened with the other fan? I said, nothing, I have another one I gotta have painted. They're like, oh. It was kind of embarrassing. They're like, and for some reason, like, they all just knew about it. They just walk in there, they're all like, oh hey, how's the fan doing? And I was just like, I don't even know your name. I've never seen you before. How do you know about the fan? Some random guy I've never seen before is like, oh, how's the fan doing? I'm like, what? How do you know about it? I got famous or something. They all know me now. We'll see what happens, but that gives me like a week to get everything figured out. So the motor, basically, that's what that translates to. Last night I did get this the handle, the JB welded, so I will get a clip of that when I'm done down here. And so yeah, let's go work on that motor. Alright, so we more or less just need to take this motor apart. But before I do that, as you can see, the shaft has got all this on it, and if I pull this plate off, all that's going to get into the bearing. So we don't want that. So I know it's kind of locked up. Well, maybe not. Looks like it's spinning now. Let's give it some oil. We're gonna clean everything out anyway, so we just need to have it oiled so it can run. So typical Marco doesn't have any way to oil it with an oil port, so I gotta do it the hard way. Thanks, guys. Okay. I gotta move this tripod because that's kind of the tripping hazard. Guess I need to turn something off. Okay. I gotta make this quick because this is not gonna end well. Probably start with just wiping some of this off. So yeah, you're gonna need to sand that. Doesn't even turn. It turns if you have it backwards. Okay. We're gonna need to sand it manually. Trying to make this a quick disassembly, but between dealing with this doesn't really go quick. All right. So I got all this off. I got the bolts out. So let's do that. Okay, the bolts are out. Let's see if this comes apart now. How easy or hard is this? Oh, crap. Ugh. See, this is going to be difficult to get that front plate off because it's going to be glued to that stator. Gonna have to try and do something goofy here. trying to be gentle, but firm. Okay. There is the 70s Marco inside, which I have not seen before, so that is interesting. Put that over there. Here's our stator. This looks like a beefier version of the early plastic one, so this is a weird... what the heck is... Whoa. Okay, hold on, what just happened? The whole bearing just came out. See, this is why you don't make motors out of plastic. That whole bushing bearing thing just came out. Okay. How do I deal with this? This is a problem I've never had to deal with before. The whole bearing just came out. Okay. And this doesn't come off either, I bet. These wires are probably stuck in there somehow. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to have more work to do now. More wiring. Can't wait. Okay, we need to... These, I can tell this is a thicker wire gauge, like it's just solid copper, it's not stringy. Get this out. Normally I would cut the plastic out, but it's gonna, since this is a whole thing, like if I cut the plastic here, the whole plate becomes weak, because all of the parts here depend on that one spot. I should call up Lasko and be like, I have a fan broken, I need help. And Lasko would be like, we don't make that model anymore, we can't help you. But you can buy a modern 3733 right now. I should do that and troll them. That'd be funny. Low key, that'd be funny. Now, I've seen this before. These wires have fallen out before on the Sears fan. This is probably no good. You can see right there where the plastic broke. There was once plastic here that broke off. That's what held in the whole bushing bearing assembly. Not anymore. It's the first time I ever held a box fan bearing, and let's say that looks really weird. And I can't find another one. Oh wow, see? See, like that's where the wicks would be, that's where you would oil it, and you can't anymore. Oh wow. Okay. So to me it looks like this goes in here and then this goes over it. Or no, it's the other way? Something like that. I think it goes the other way. So, oh, nope, there's the wicks. That just fell out. And this thing is dying before me. So it looks like the bearing goes like this, actually, like oblong. The wicks would go around it, like this. Okay. And then this, like, cover would go over that. And there you go, you have a motor. Except, no you don't, because this is all broken. So, I'll be back. Okay, here is the handle. Use the JB Weld stuff. Put some there, and then I put a little bit extra on the bottom, and then I just put some where the support is over here, because I know that broke. So I'm gonna give this like, I'm just gonna leave it alone, let it sit as long as I can, and it should be like super rigid. So that is that. so I'm gonna attempt to clean all of this. Let's see how it turns out. Okay, so I cleaned the rotor already, but it needs to be sanded in some spots, or kind of wire brush sanded. It looks bad, and then the back shaft is all rusted, so I'm gonna just Dremel some of this. Here we go. Okay, so we're done using the Dremel. You can see there's the front shaft. There's the back shaft. Look at that. That looks really nice. So the wicks that went to this rear plate pretty much just, you know, checked out, or they just like disintegrated, so I can't really use them. So here's how this kind of goes together. Right? So this is the bearing that sits right in there. This goes over that. And there's like a tab, and this was supposed to slide over. The problem is the other two tabs don't exist. So yes, you can slide it over, but it doesn't stay, which is why when I pulled out the rotor, the whole thing came out. This is why the motor wasn't running or spinning, because there was severe misalignment. The bearing was misaligned, and the rotor could not spin anymore. So this is basically just like a case of misalignment, but on steroids. Look at the difference, how much cleaner that got. That is insane. As I'm saying, if you do this right, it can be fixed. And I do have wicks, so this can be done. This can be done. So, just a bonus fact. So I talked to the original seller if you want to call him that, and because I still had his email from Craigslist. So I was just like, hey, do you know any history of this fan? Do you know where it came from, or just anything? I told him about the two mismatched plates. I'm like, is there a chance maybe you swapped them? Because this is really rare, and it's so rare that I don't believe that it's actually real. I think that maybe someone probably swapped this. And so here's what he had to say. So he basically said that this fan that I'm working on is one of 3 that he had for about 20 years. He said that maybe his parents might have had it. He doesn't really remember where they came from, but he remembers working on a couple of them and getting them to work, and he fixed them. But he doesn't know anything else. So he's saying that if someone did swap it, it wasn't him, and it was probably someone before that did that, and it was probably when he cleaned a different fan. If they swapped the part, then that's why one of these was cleaner. I don't know, though. So all in all, he doesn't really know. He just had the fan for a long time. I asked him about the other 2 fans he had, just out of curiosity. I wonder what fans he has, because that could explain, like, if he has something that would have a 70s Marco that's painted brown to match like a cabinet color, then that would, yeah, then maybe it got swapped. But we don't know yet. So this right here is Spats Bear's video on his Park Lane fan. This is a 1974 Park Lane. I remember watching this video, so I just went back to check it. You can see it has the other type of grill with the 6 like screw holes. Because my Green Galaxy is from 1972, so it's a little bit older, which is why mine has the clip-in grills. And if you look, ooh, guess what motor it has? 70s Marco, and guess what color it is? Blue, which doesn't match the fan. It's some weird blue color. And the fan is painted green, if you don't believe me, right here. It's a green box fan. So it's green with a blue motor, 70s Marco. So, yeah. So there's that, and you can see, but look at the wiring. The wiring is different. Does he show the stator? Ah, see, look at the stator on his. See, now the stator on mine, the fan is from 1974. I just want it, both of our fans are from 1974. Just, I want you to know that. And look at the stator. Mine has like white around it, like the early plastic one. So if this is a 70s Marco, you can see the stator and everything looks a lot different. And it's got like these divots. The wires that come out are different. So that means that there's a chance that this got swapped, because the stator that's in my fan matches the plastic motor. And it's the same as my Blue Bladed Galaxy, which has a plastic motor from 1980. So if the stator is matching that, and the stator on that is different, and it has these plates, then that means maybe this could have got swapped. I don't know. Alright, so there's my Blue Bladed Galaxy's motor. There's the back plate. It's the same back plate as this, but you can see the stator mostly resembles that, whereas the one in Spatspear's video is more different because it's a 70s Marco. See how it kind of clicks in? See, if it would have popped back out. It would have popped back out if it wasn't secure. So I think there is a way to get it to stay. I think the best way it is to try and twist it, but it's hard because I got two hands. And it's hard to kind of like do that perfectly. And try to get another piece in there. In fact, this is a lot easier because I can take this housing out and I can put the wicks in the way that they're kind of installed at the factory, which makes it a lot easier for me. Whereas like trying to just stuff them in there is a living nightmare. I mean, ask me how I know, because I've done it. They get kind of fat, so you have to kind of know what you're doing. I could oil it right now, and then I can't JB weld it, so there is no way. If I JB weld it, I can't put the wicks in. If I oil it, then I can get the wicks in, but I can't get the JB weld because it won't stick to anything if it's oily. So I kind of have to just, it's going to be a little difficult to work with right out. You have to try and stop it as fast as you can. It is not an easy task. Okay, now we're going to mix this. Part A, Part B type solution, epoxy. I like the clear one better because obviously I work with stuff that needs to have stuff clear. They make a gray color, but no one wants to see that. Okay, it's pretty well mixed. So I have no idea how, I have literally no idea how I'm going to do this whatsoever. So I already got this to kind of stay, but now I have to take it out again, which means the wicks are going to fall out. So my best option would be to try to hold it like this. Okay. This is actually the best way to do it because I can see everything. I can see the wicks and the bearing. Now this is probably going to sit for a week without anyone going near it, so shouldn't have to worry about anything with the JB Weld and the oil having an issue together. They should be able to share this real estate. What I'm trying to say is the oil I don't think is going to react with anything over here. I just don't think that's going to happen. Get a little more on there and paste it carefully around. No, it doesn't look like I'm doing much, and that's because I'm not. But in retrospect, this should really, like, I know it doesn't look like much. I say that, but wait until the end result. Okay, we're now gonna put this back and try and fix this once and for all. And there's the last time anyone will probably see a plastic motor without any bearings or anything in it. Hopefully now my fingers are sticking to it. That's not gonna help. Okay. 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 Oh, yeah, I got it all over my finger. I don't know how the heck anyone... How do you even do this? How do you even break? The good news is once you squish this down, you see how it kind of, the JB weld kind of spreads out. So I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it down. You could see the liquid moving around. I hope that doesn't go in the wicks, honestly. Okay, so it is the next day. After that clip, I brought this downstairs and put 3 clamps on it. And obviously this has been overnight, so that looks really good though. The wicks look amazing in there. They look like a brand new, it looks like a brand new motor plate with it all clean and everything. That is very cool. I'm guessing by now it's probably dry, but I'm going to leave it on these clamps for at least 24 hours just to be really safe. So, as far as the stator is going, I haven't touched it since when you last saw. I figure out how to clean those wires, and I don't like how loose these are. It's kind of concerning, but whatever. Okay, so it's been a little more than 24 hours. It is now midnight, so I know it's been long enough. And I just unclamped it and then brought it upstairs. I did not really look at it too much. I mean, I pulled the clamps off, everything seemed fine. And, yeah. It all looks pretty good. Don't see any cracks. I don't even see bubbles, which is actually impressive. It just looks like it all solidified like one piece. It's pretty straight. The wicks look amazing, for one. You know, that's like a perfect circle besides whatever the heck happened there. So that'll look like this, because the motor will be sitting up like that. Hopefully oil doesn't leak out of there, but whatever, find out. Yeah, I mean, that looks really good. Okay, so it's been a couple of days, kind of, and I've worked on some stuff. So here is that cord that goes on the inside. Here is the switch. Yeah, it's basically brand new. Here's all the wires to the switch, all nice and clean. This is one of my tools I use to get the wires out. So, for those of you who don't know how to get the wires out without breaking the switch, some people just try to break the switch, which is kind of stupid, because you don't need to. You see these little copper flaps in there? Well, these are little doors. And what happens is the wire gets in there, you push them in, and it kind of clamps the wire down, like that. Because what's happening is, you put the wire in, and then there's like a door, and the door opens and then it kind of shuts, so you can't really pull it back out unless you push this open and then pull the wire out, which is what I did. So, to get this out, I just have to wiggle it because it's not a wire. You could see right here, you could see that flap, and some people don't know about this. See how it opens and shuts? Open, shut, open, shut. They all are like that. So if you have a wire in here, all you do is get something like this next to the wire, open the door, and then, or you can hold it upside down, then when you open the door, the wire should just fall out, which is how I got all of them out. Otherwise, you would need another person to pull the wire while you poke the tool in there. This is a hair tie clip thing. I use this for like lock picking, and it works for this as well. As you can see, I have a bunch of lock picking stuff, so I just use one of those to get the wires out when needed. And it doesn't end there. So here is the rest of the cord, all washed and cleaned as best as I could. It's bagged because I used the Dremel, and look at that. Look at the plug. Plug has been cleaned, but we're not even done cleaning it. So now that I did all that, push this off to the side. What I've been doing is I had some Q-tips here. I've done this before with my other fans, where I would Q-tip them like this. As you can see, the Dremel kind of ate out of the plastic there, but whatever. See how I just got all that dirt? So then you flip it over, use the other side, dab it in the alcohol. And you can use this to get all the dirt in these weird spots out. Now, I really don't ever do this. At the most, I take an alcohol wipe and just clean the whole thing, but since I'm getting the fan repainted, I'd like to get a little more deep down and clean everything I can. So in these restoration videos, I don't really ever go this in depth, where I'm using a Q-tip to clean the plug. I mean, that's kind of a stretch, right? Or a Dremel, for that matter, to clean the prongs. But I did all that because, again, getting the fan repainted, you want everything else to look just as good, you know? You don't want a nice, clean, painted fan, and then everything else looks very bad. We need to reassemble the switch, so that's what we're going to be doing here real quick. How are you going to do that? Well, luckily, I memorized all the positions of the wires, so fear not. So the yellow goes into this splicer. It goes on this side near the 3, and we're going to push that in. It should click right in. The red wire is going to go in the number 3 position. The blue wire is going to go in the number 2 position. The black wire is going to go in the number 1 position. The braided side of this wire, you can see, if I zoom in, there's a braided, and then there's the other one here is smooth. So that's like lines and then no lines. The one with the lines is going to go in the L side of the switch. So we're going to pop that in like that. That one's a little tough because the wire is not, it's just like a bunch of smaller wires soldered together type of thing. And then the smooth one's going to go over here where the yellow wire is. There you go. And just like that, guys, there is the switch. It is all done and ready to be used in the fan at moment's notice. So we're going to put that to the side. Here's what we got to do next. That. I got sick of trying to clean it downstairs, so I'm going to try and get a little bit in depth here with the alcohol and stuff. The stator does not need to look perfect. It's the stator. You don't ever really see it, so I'm not going to bother trying to make it look brand new, as there is no reason to. If you're wondering, here's all the parts for the stuff past couple of days. I've just been leaving it all over here in the bedroom. So, one piece at a time, we're getting there. And I also can go today to get those stickers laminated, so we're going to do that today as well. But let me go downstairs and go finish sanding the stator. See, I'm down here, you're probably thinking, oh no, how you sand it? See, look, this is all the rusty, dirty. Here's the other side. Looks a lot better. Alright, I apologize if you hear random people talking. I don't know why. It's like 60 degrees and all the neighbors gotta be outside talking to nobody. Okay, so I got the varnish I just taped up where the wires go in and a little bit of a round because the plates have to kind of squish together, and if I varnish build up, they may not, you know, go together as nicely. So this setup is a little overkill, but I'm just trying to be, you know, perfectionist here. That's pretty good. Now this burns your skin, but I'm a savage, so I don't care. Flip it over anyway. Okay. Now you can see there's still varnish from the factory on here, so this side's actually pretty good. But I'm just gonna do one layer over it anyway, just to be safe. All that crap's blowing right towards me. Right here, this one wire is a little loose, so I'm going to give it a little extra. Then I'm going to quickly flip it over so it, because the varnish actually passes through the windings. So I need the other side to be a little bit more varnished, so if I let it kind of drip through on the other side, it'll dry better. So we're going to leave it like that, and then go to Staples, get that stuff laminated. More in-depth look of this. See those like little bubbles there? Those are from factory varnish. So I'm gonna let it dry on the other side. See, it drips like that when they let it sit. So I kind of need those drips to be on the other side, so that's why I'm letting it dry this way. Okay, we're on our way into Staples. I got the stickers. I hope they do this. Hope they're not like, it's too small. And we'll see how it goes. It's weird in here. Looks like he's laminating it now. Okay, so we're back from Staples, and let me explain what happened. And that's for the cord. So I brought these in there, and just as I predicted, they're gonna get, oh, they're gonna melt. It's a sticker. I don't think it's gonna melt. You know, I've done stuff like that before with other materials, and it was fine. If anything, I would be afraid of like the paper wilting or having problems, but they did not want to do it. So I was just like, whatever, but I need something, so you're gonna have to do something. So like, we're gonna photocopy it, and then we'll laminate that. So this is what I ended up with. Now that is completely unintelligible, so we're not using that. What I'm gonna have to do is probably put packing tape over this and basically make a fake laminate. That's the only option I got that would, you know, help it be more resistant against dirt and stuff. If I had known they're gonna just because the whole point of laminating this was so I can use the original sticker. You know, I want to use the original sticker that came with the fan. But if they're gonna photocopy it, this is not the original sticker. This is just a copied piece of paper. And now I have all this damage and trash on there. If I had known that, I would have just went on Photoshop and remade the exact sticker and then had that printed and laminated. It would have been the same thing, but higher quality than whatever, you know, all the rips and tears wouldn't have been there. If I had known I can't get this laminated. If I had laminated at home, I would have just done that, but I don't know. I'm not going to really worry about it because down the line, I can probably just get this original one laminated. See, this is what I was talking about. So I took this sticker, the original one for the model, put a piece of tape on the back, put another one over for, this is like industrial clear tape, by the way. So it's basically the same thing as laminate, right? And then since it's on paper, it has, you know, a backing. So if I want, I could just go right over and cut right around it, and it should stay the same. So I could cut this as close as I want, and since it's tape and not just a laminating sheet that needs to melt together, it's gonna stick anyway. So, oh, you could have just done that with the other sticker. Well, the other sticker had a bunch of like wrinkles and bends, so that would have been better off on a laminating machine. But that sticker was pretty smooth, so I'm like, I can just stick with that. See? Now you just cut off all the white around it, and that's it. It's not that crazy. So this is the kind of at-home way to laminate something if you really need to. Like, nothing big. Oh, kind of chipped a little bit of sticker there. And this could be how I do the Galaxy sticker for the grill. You know, in case I don't feel like going back and dealing with them again. Because I've been there a couple times to have stuff laminated or printed, and they're kind of a pain. You know? Let's get some of this tape off, see what this looks like. So, just remember how this looked before, remember? It was so dirty and ruined. And now look at it. This was the dirty side. This is the back. This is where all that dirt, grime, and dust was. And now look at it. Shiny and brand new looking. That's pretty good. And I tried to clean that plastic seating as best I could as well. That to me is kind of impressive, how we went from that to this. The next step will be just sticking the wires back in, and then we're done with that. Stator is done. So, boom. I think it goes like right there. It's still loose. I don't know. The next one was blue. And I just checked the footage, so I know I'm correct. Oh, wow, that's stiff. Okay, hopefully that one's in. The next one was black. There you go. And then yellow was a slot down. So you skip a slot, and then yellow was this one. For some reason, yellow is the power. It's either the power or neutral, I don't really know. But since it's off to the side, you know, the black, blue, and red are the speed wires. I think it goes high, medium, low like that. And the yellow is either power or it's the neutral, I don't know. I'm pretty sure yellow is the neutral, but I'm not entirely sure. So, there you go. The wires are installed. And that's that. Okay, so I already made the Galaxy grill sticker. I will show you that in a second. But I figured, why not try and remake this? Because I was just looking around and said, you know what, this font looks really familiar. I'm thinking like, you know, after taking a bunch of digital art classes and doing stuff, it looks like BrushScript MT. And I'm like, okay. So, and of course it doesn't type because it's trash. So I'm just like, okay. What does this look like? Close this. Okay, that looks really, really close, but the T and the S aren't quite there. Oh, but wait, they're capitals. And look at that. Just like that, I just found a font that they used 50 years ago. I can't believe that. I literally first try. I'm like, that looks really familiar. So I just brought all this into here, thinking I might have just struck gold, and I did. Otherwise, I would not be recording this right now, because I'd still be looking for the font. Oh boy. So we're going to try and line the letters up. Of course, they're not going to line up because it's... whatever. It looks like the text is stretched up a little bit, like a little bit warped. So let's do that. I'm just starting with one word because I can... once you stretch the first word, The rest should fit. Okay, we're coming back to this. I got the UL thing, this weird number. I got all this stuff. I got this figured out. Now I just need to do the outline. So I'm only going to do where the silver is because that is the edge of the sticker. Yeah, it's kind of around here. Okay, and that's going to be a new layer. Okay, now we're going to color this whole thing. Oh no, your sticker's gone. Why? Where'd it go? Alright, so we're gonna move this down here. Okay, so this is technically underneath everything. So if we make this opacity lower, everything starts to show up. And then we're gonna make this like white square here fit the interior square. So see how like there's the thick silver edge? Well, it's just easier to do two squares and layer them. So we're gonna do the white right there at that corner. And then all we have to do is size this down to where about we want it. So that way it'll line up. So right around there. Now the sticker is warped, and this is Staples' crappy job. So, you know, it's not gonna look perfect. That's why I'm gonna try and fix it like this. So I can actually see the border now, and I'm gonna make these small adjustments just to make sure that it's exactly how and where I want it. And that, my friends, is that. Like, well, it doesn't look like it's good enough. Well, bam. And that's all it needs. Okay, so if I want to do that kind of shininess, I can't actually really do this kind of chrome effect because this is not really paper. This is a different type of material. What I can do is I can try and fake it. That's why I'm going to do a black and white and then kind of a fake chrome, because if it looks bad, I'm not going to use it. So we're going to do, and I did this with the front Galaxy sticker as well. So anything that has the black outline or any just black coloring, I can go in here, go to gradient, and I already pre-made this kind of chrome effect using the gradient thing. I could have done way better if I had Photoshop and not this trash, but for now, this will do. And there you go, there's kind of like a fake chrome effect. This black box is the hole, so that's all that is. That'll get cut out. But so I'm gonna print this because I only have a black and white printer. I can't print color, so I'm just gonna do this and then the black one, and I'm gonna try and get the size correct. And then depending on which one I like better, I can get both laminated. It doesn't even really matter. Okay, so I just printed some out. I already kind of like the black better than the silver because it just looks like there's a white line in there. And down here it looks like the lettering kind of chipped away. So maybe on the outside it looks cool, but I don't think it held up to the name. That looks kind of doofy. So probably going to stick with the black one just because, whatever. And I already noticed a little bit of a size difference. Now, typically I wouldn't care because it's the speed sticker. It doesn't necessarily need to fit inside anything. But remember, we have to have a knob. So the knob, you have to not see the black box, but you also can't cover the letters. So you can see right there, it goes over everything perfectly. Let's try my sticker. It's hard to see, but it's a little bit smaller. If I put this together, there's a little bit of a size difference. So it'll be tight. Now, I'm not worried about the letters here because that already covers them over here. I don't know why they print that there if it gets covered anyway. It's kind of ironic. You have to tell me, come on, don't, this is impressive. No, I would thought that was see-through. That looks really close. So you're probably thinking, how did you do that? How did you get the sizing so good? Here's what I literally did. I just put this over this piece of paper, took a picture of the paper, and then since I knew this was 8.5 by 11, US letter, I could load that size up into the photo P thing, and then just take my sticker and then just, size it over this and then print it out. That was just a lazy way of doing it. And then I tried to do it as best I could, but since this is a little bit warped, see how there's a shadow right here? It was kind of hard to get it perfect. So there's a chance I might need to make the speed sticker just a little bit larger. Okay, so I just did a lot of tweaks, and that looks excellent. You can see, it's hard to show because I gotta hold the thing with one hand. That looks pretty good. Look at the sizing. That looks pretty accurate. Of course it sticks because it's a sticker. And then, as long as you just center this, like that looks fine. It's a little bit smaller on the sides. I do not care. I could not care. And I think the original Galaxy one was like that too. And this leaves a little bit of, just a little bit of wiggle room for any sort of laminating, which I did on purpose. So that's gonna look really good. So I already printed a bonus sheet out for laminating, and I will go ahead and do that, because there's no point using this piece of crap. It's just photocopied. It's not the actual original sticker. It's just photocopied trash. So if I'm going to put some photocopied garbage on there, I might as well just literally remake it, and it'll look 1,000 times better. And the original sticker, I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I'll figure that out another time. But there you go. That is progress made.
Not looking good, let's put it that way. Oh wait, 5024.
It's like a texture, but there's not supposed to be. Okay, so we just left empty-handed. So apparently the color they tried to put on there was like 10 years, not even 10 years, it's like 14 years old. And it came out textured and not gloss or shiny, I should say. It came out kind of like all weird. So we chose a different color that was closer to the OEM blue. And so yeah, I guess this video will be longer. This right here is the first official clip on this channel of these new glasses. And yes, this fan thing is taking so long that I have new glasses and I'm older now. So my birthday happened. So let's hope, we got to go back today. They said it was done. Let's hope that it did not get messed up, and we'll go from there. Alright, so it's currently like 1 a.m. I got the fan painted today. It's over there. I'm going to show you more in depth. I have no idea what I last recorded. I have no idea what I missed or didn't miss. So I have all the parts right here. I'm going to go over anything that I might have missed, and then we're going to assemble this thing. So here is the cabinet. Finally, it's done. I waited so long, but it looks worth it. It looks almost exactly like the other blue. Now, I don't have the original factory blue on Alaska like this, so I can't compare it to see how close it is. So if any of you guys have one of the 70s Lascos that happens to be blue, you can tell me if this looks at least close. But looking at an image online and trying to compare it, this looked pretty close. Nice gloss finish. This is actually a higher gloss than the factory. So that's cool. Very nice. You will see more of that, obviously, so don't worry. Here is the front grille. The sticker has been pasted on. I have no idea if I mentioned that. I put the side and top tabs in. I remolded them out of new plastic and had to weld it on. I kind of messed up that one, so it's a little weird looking. But that one looks really good, so that helped. The motor's been the same. I didn't do anything or touch anything. Handle's the same. Stickers have been laminated and printed. Stator's been the same. I hope it aired out a little bit. The varnish smell hopefully is not as prominent. Blades have been polished off camera. I know I didn't do that on camera, so I mentioned that now. And the cord should be the same. And these are the thrust washers. They're in a tissue because they were, you know, to be dried. But I just left them in the tissue because I don't want to lose them. So it's easier to just have that whole thing as a unit and know that that's the thrust washers. It's an easier way to keep things organized. So I guess we'll assemble it now. Another thing that I didn't mention, I got new hardware. Maybe I mentioned this at some point. I got basically new everything except the motor bolts, which I forgot to clean, so oh well. And those thrust washers are actually from a different fan that I can't use the motor, but they should still work, so if I need to use those, I have them. Let's see here. I don't think I care about cleaning the bolts. They're bolts. You don't see them and they don't bring any value. Although I do think the nuts, though, I can keep in here because I think I got new nuts for them. Let's look. I don't actually know what I got. You know, it probably would be more useful if I knew what I was doing. Alright, what's in here? Alright, so the 3 brass ones are for the motor to attach to the cabinet because I think the brass looks super cool onto the cabinet. Looks like I got 3 regular ones for the motor, so we'll definitely use those. And I was smart and got some lock washers. Look at me, thinking ahead. Although I do feel kind of stupid. I don't know where they're supposed to go. I don't remember if I got these for the motor or for the cabinet. I only have 3 here, so they're definitely... It's for one or the other, not both, but I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Look at all the new screws. Oh, these are so much better. The other ones are, you know, too short and stubby. This is perfect. So we don't need any of this right now, though. That's for, like, assembly. It's like $4 on hardware. Totally worth it, because it's just so much better. It gets rid of mismatched screws and rust and all that stuff. And you get to do stuff like brass if you want. So let's do the motor real quick. Alright, let's assemble this motor. So to my right, I have the stator on a microfiber cloth. I realize that these are probably for the cabinet because since this is a plastic rear plate, the purpose isn't going to really hold up. You can see it's just damaged from the original bolt and nut. The lock, you know, the lock washer is not going to really do its job well because it's plastic. So we have one of those. I don't remember if we needed any thrust washers. We might. All we got is that. Okay, well that was real helpful. I don't know. That's a giant shaft. That's what she said. Alright, let's see. Put this together. Oh my god, that looks so good. Dude, it looks like, literally looks like a brand new motor. With the white wicks and everything. Holy crap. This is, even to this day, this is the most in-depth cleaning I've ever done. It literally just feels like everything's brand new. It's extremely satisfying and gratifying to know, like, don't have to worry about, oh, this is still dirty or I have to clean this. Nope, the cabinet's repainted. stickers are it's like literally everything you can think of. New hardware. I mean, this is like, I mean, look at the bearing, dude. Holy crap. I mean, it's just like, I feel like I'm at the factory assembling the thing. It's like really gratifying. Normally, I'm not really proud of my work because it's a stupid box fan, but I have to say, I went the extra mile with this, and it definitely, it's going to be very cool when I put this together. I just know it. So it's going to need a lot of oil because now we're the factory. We're basically the factory now. Get that oiled up. I don't want to over oil it because then it might leak out of the motor. I've had that happen before. Whoops. And then that makes a mess, especially in a brand new painted cabinet. I'd like not to. Let's see. This is going to probably run dry a couple times because it's brand new. It's literally a brand new wick. So you can tell because the oil is not exactly going around it just yet, 100%. But luckily it will, so that helps. Okay, we're going to take our rotor, insert it. Probably should have made sure there was oil on there. I'll do that real quick. See, I'm rusty, I'm forgetting. And I'm also trying to do all this like one-handed. Because I can't set the stator down because the wires come out the back. I don't want to squish all the wires and cause a problem. So just a drop is all you need on the very end. So that way when you push it through, the oil kind of catches. You can even do a little bit of that. Okay, still looking good. Now this, I can't see the wicks. I thought it didn't have any, but then they might just be really deep down because look at that bushing. It's kind of tall. So we're going to just do the same thing as this, and hopefully that works too. Now the other motor from the other new fan I got, because I got these around the same time, has a 70s Marco. And the difference with that one is that this plate has the oil port on that fan. So I don't know why this particular plate doesn't have it, but the exact style on the other fan does. So I don't know what's the deal. Another case of I forgot to oil the shaft. My zoom spout's like running out almost. It's getting down to the time. I'm really curious to see how this performs. Okay, I removed the fiber washer and it is done. A lot better. It's just a little bit too tight before. I just miscalculated. So we're good. I made sure everything was tight, but not too tight. This is extremely smooth. Feels really good. I have hope. There's faith in this. This spins freely. Obviously, that's the first time that I've ever seen this fan do that, because when I got it, it didn't do that at all. So now we have to do some assembly. Okay, let's turn this cabinet around. Alright, so I just got confused for a second. Typically these fans mount like this, but since the switch is on the wrong side, I don't know why. So we have to turn it like this. That makes me believe even more that this may not even be original that much. I don't know. But I don't know, let's try and do it anyway. Because I tried to put it in here earlier and it squished funny. So I had to go check the footage because I'm like, that doesn't seem like it goes that way. But it does, apparently. There you go. And this has the weird hole. So that definitely is kind of goofy. Whatever. I will hot glue that another day. Just for now, because that's all in the basement. I don't feel like going and getting all that. Just make sure that that would work. Look at that, brand new. Okay, now our knob. Look at that, all new. Okay, now. Oh, why did you do the switch first? That was stupid of you. You should have wired it first, stupid idiot. Well, I do things this way for a reason, because sometimes I need the cabinet to hold the switch for me. Plus, I need to know if it's this way or this way, and then the wires might have to, you know, come out a goofy kind of way. Okay, so I just double-checked the footage again. It is very clear that the wires go on this path. I have everything correct. It's just everything feels super tight, but everything looped through a hole here and just got like twisty tight somehow. So they must have just done it really tightly at the factory. I don't know. And now I need to put the cord on. Okay, green and green, and then blank and blank. Easily able to be seen. Should have got the orange caps for this one. Those are maybe a little bit too small. Whatever. Well, hey, before they had those little gray ones, that's even worse. So, at least I didn't do that. Some people would have been like, oh, I gotta use gray because that's what they did. Like, well, not really. Especially if it's not the right size. Just because they did it doesn't mean you do it. Hey, I did it finally an hour later. Woohoo. Okay, now this is looking pretty bad. This cord like hanging out. Gonna have to like, I think the motor is supposed to pinch that in. But of course, your boy forgot to do that. So we're gonna have to twisty tie all this again. Alright, finally, a long time later, I got all the wires to kind of be out of the way. You know, I'll install a switch bag, that'll help a lot too, but right now, I don't really need it. I guess I could make one out of this, but I don't have a knife up here, so I'm gonna have to just do it another time. Alright, let's try to slide these blades on. I mean, that's another thing, like this literally looks brand new. Tell me that doesn't look like a brand new fan. I mean, look, even the inside of the blades, like every person misses the dirt in here, and I somehow got it. Because I had nothing to do for like 3 weeks waiting for this to be done, so. Alright, ready? Here's the spin down. Kind of. Oh, that ain't playing around. That is not playing around. Oh yeah, that's gonna go for a little bit. Wow. I'm not concerned about them flying off. I don't ever use the blade clip on the front. It's just such a pain. As you can see, I'm pulling, nothing's happening, so it's safe enough. Let's do the back rail real quick. It's like all the weight of the fan's going right where the crack would be. It looks the same. It's not, the crack's not opening or anything. It looks exactly the same. So I'm gonna trust it for now. I mean, it's looking so good. We're not even done. I didn't even test it yet. For all we know, the motor doesn't work. Who knows? Probably shouldn't say that. I'll jinx it knowing my luck. Okay, let's lay the fan down. Nice look at the back. That back shaft looks so good. It's like brand new. Okay, we have to deal with mismatched grills. See, and this is like the later 80s one, so that's why it's like, or not later 80s, but like later 70s, early 80s, just to match the motor. That's why I'm thinking, like, did someone take two Lascos and, like, you know, made a Franken fan. Because if this is all original, this is very rare. You know, this is very rare. You know, you have a mismatched motor, mismatched grills. I mean, I haven't seen anything like this. And here it is, kind of in a demo mode. Because I still have to figure out a couple weird things, like whatever's going on there. That looks really good. Oh my god, dude. That looks really cool. I might reinsert that clip from that eBay listing just to show you the blue. See, this is what I was talking about. So someone on eBay has this fan. It's the 2-speed one like my Green Galaxy, but it's this blue color. So this is the color I was referring to. So yeah, they look pretty much the same, kind of, from at least the camera, so I was pretty happy to see that. Sticker and everything lines up. The cord comes out in kind of a neat spot, which is cool. Everything here looks new. In case you don't know, there is not supposed to be a logo on the back. It's supposed to be blank. Someone's gonna be like, you forgot to do that. Nope. It's one of the rare, and I think it's the oldest Lasco that I have that has the original handle. And I don't, like, the Serious fan, like, doesn't count because it's got the penthouse control. Like, this is the oldest fan I have that has the Lasco strap handle that still is functional. And luckily I saved it because me 3 years ago would have taken that handle out and put in a different, like, rope handle. So, but me now tries to salvage it, and luckily I did. I mean, look at the plug, man. That looks insane. All right, let's run it. I've been waiting. I've been waiting so long. I gotta see this. This is like this is easily the longest restoration I've ever done. I don't think any of the other ones have taken this long. Remember, we haven't seen this fan run yet, this whole video, because in the beginning it just kind of like made a noise and didn't do anything. So here we go. Here is high. Ooh. It's a little bit noisier than my other Galaxy. The green one. Look at all the fingerprints. I gotta wipe all that off now. So one thing about painting a fan, you gotta keep it looking like it's new paint. Let's go to medium. It's not rattling, so maybe I don't have to worry about the screws on the side. The tabs still look good though. It looks like there is screws in there. It's kind of like an illusionary effect. This runs really well. And just the shine at the bottom of the cabinet too just adds to it so much more. Here's low. I'm noticing a big drop and a slight noise. Let's turn it around. Oh, that broke a little bit. Don't worry. I have another idea that fixes that. I can use that plastic welder and try to remold it like I did with this. Clearly that worked because I used a screw gun and that didn't go anywhere, so I can try and weld that back together. Well, there you go. Maybe this video might be a little bit longer now. Ew. Oh, dude, that's like glass. That's sharp. Holy crap. Let me throw that out. Dude. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Make sure it's not buzzing. Nope. It's not buzzing, it's just making a weird sound. runs so well though. This could look a little bit better, not gonna lie. But look, there's like a bunch of slats missing, so it's like an access door, you know? You gotta fix the wires, you know, stick your hand in there. Well, you know, while the fan's running as well, like that's obviously the smartest thing to do. Gotta fix little things like this. Just some weird dry spots on the motor. Well, that's unfortunate. I'll have to fix that tomorrow. Wait, hold on. Let me get the spin down. I don't know how to carry this. It's gonna break. Oh, it's gonna break. I don't know what to do. I can't pick it up. Hold on, I gotta to set this down. Okay, let's now get the spin down. We'll go up to high. Let's look at that spin down. A lot of noise. Not great, not terrible. It like I said, it's gonna need to run a little bit, and it's gonna need to be oiled a couple times here and there. That's just the nature. Remember, this motor went from not running at all to now it runs. So let's you know, look at it like that. I think this, if the motor warmed up a little bit, the oil would get around where it needs to. But yeah. Now, unfortunately with this fan, since I did varnish the motor, it does stink. So I cannot run this overnight, otherwise I'd run it over tonight and then give you guys an update tomorrow. But it still stinks like varnish. I can kind of smell it. So it's going to need to be aired out first. Typically what I have to do is I just have to run the fan out the window for a couple hours. So, oh man, that's so weird about the handle. I've never seen JB Weld break like that before. It didn't even really break. It just kind of like separated a little bit. Might have to weld that a couple of different times. My theory is the JB Weld never got inside of the crack. It only kind of went over the crack. That's why I didn't do anything. Might have a way I can fix that. Alright, so I'm pretty much done with this, but I still need to fix a couple of the things like the handle. And yeah, the grill, the two side things, I'm not going to bother with. There's no point in drilling the hole. I don't care. If it doesn't rattle, then I don't care. So, and then I might try to let the fan run a little bit. Maybe install a switch bag. Maybe hot glue the sticker. I don't know yet. And then, yeah. We can also kilowatt meter it tomorrow as well. Alright, so the video has been kind of done for about a week. I just started editing it yesterday and I realized I didn't really put in an outro. I kind of had the fan here and I just kept saying I was going to fix the handle. So let me just explain what happened with that, because... So this is just a replacement handle. This is like the other one that I have on that orange 3723S. I do have the original handle to this fan still. It's basically the same as you last saw it. I just have not fixed it yet. I just haven't had the time, and I just been forgetting and, you know, whatever. Like, I haven't been in the basement working on anything. I have a ceiling fan video I need to do still. Like, I'm kind of backed up on videos because I was just, this fan, like, this took way longer than I wanted it to, and it messed up everything. I had everything planned and mapped out, and this was the first video to be done. And since it wasn't, it was like the last video, that messed up everything. Because I had the other box fan, then now I have a ceiling fan I need to do. And then I have two more videos I need to do. One is with this fan. Actually, 3. So, I don't know. I'm just kind of messed up with the schedule. And then I have other, like, regular life stuff going on. So, I haven't been able to keep up on this particular video because out of the 6 that I keep needing to work on, it's just getting out of hand. So I will try and fix the handle eventually. If I do, it'll be a separate video, or I'll just do it and then make it like an update video, like, hey, here's an update about this fan in case you were wondering, because I doubt anybody made it this far in the video anyway. You probably just skipped to the end to see the finished product. So if, out of all the people that care, does it really matter? Do I need to spend the extra time and delay the video even more over the handle? Or can I just do it a different time? Because I honestly don't think anyone's going to care. And this handle, it looks fine. It's perfect for temporary. I've had it on the fan since the last clip. So, yeah, everything else is fine. I ran the fan for a couple hours here and there to try and air it out. It runs well, very, very well. And I don't really have anything else to say or add. I have not ran it overnight yet because of the smell. I have to have it air out, then I can do that. So, I'm not sure how I update you guys. I'm not sure if it'll be like a short or something else, but I'll figure it out. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, I will see you guys in the next one.